Remember our little show called Vanderpump Rules that we used to cover, Jeff? Remember?
Boy, do I. And I'm so excited to get back to it. And it was kind of like, it was 10 years ago. So we were saying, I was like young Stassi right off the screen. I was like, look at these little youngsters.
What I'm having a hard time reconciling is then Katie versus now Katie. Because we're also talking about House of Stassi. You guys go back and listen to our House of Stassi. That is a real hard reckoning for me.
Yeah, it is. It's not, neither one of them, saw anything shocking like, oh, we ended up here and that's where we were 10 years ago. There was nothing out. Like, as soon as I saw Stassi just 10 years younger, I was like, oh boy, what else I wasn't prepared to be surprised. So like, what else is going to jump out at me? Like, not much really.
Exactly. Hello, everyone. This is But I'll Take a Pinot Grigio podcast. I am Sunday, pop culture professor. I am back at the professoring, but always at the pop culturing. Self-proclaimed expert right now on housewives abroad, and wannabe housewives as you look at the total of our coverage. Heavy on the self-proclaimed part of it, of course.
Mm-hmm. And I am Jeff, the former Bravo and reality noob turned dishing every day on the stuff and can't get enough, gobbling it up, and now know enough to look back over a decade. So I'm really, really proud of where we've come here.
Yeah. So to remind everybody, because it has been almost a full week since we have watched and talked
Which
about.
is a long time for us. Yeah.
Yes. Vanderpump Rules. Stassi is back in the dating scene, and the editors use her clip of Kyle to remind us that she's back on the scene in her, turtleneck. Schwartz, this is a big one, says that Katie was a nightmare of a human being in those first few years, but he put a ring on it anyway.
Mm-hmm.
But they're not going to fight about it anymore. They're going to bottle it up and stuff it down and just get through the wedding. And everybody thinks that's such a good idea.
Yeah, I did not care for that verbiage at all. And I mean, I was just like, post New Orleans sounds like it's going to be scary. They didn't even show a clip like to catch you up. They did 3 episodes in a row of New Orleans, and they were like, just get past that. We're just going to jump back to California. Yeah. Let's just be here. That was wild.
We bundled our episodes too. If y'all want to go back and listen to that bulk of episodes where we talked about the whole New Orleans trip, go back and do that, because it was so much happened that we had to just talk about it at once. But that's interesting. They did not even flash back to it one time. I guess we do get this little conversation with Jax and Sandoval and Lisa.
They do show some stuff throughout the episode, but when they didn't at the beginning, I was like, what's going on? I don't know. It was just weird.
And, this is the very first episode of Vanderpump that I've seen on my new TV. And yes, Sandoval's got great skin. Stassi, I don't know. It's just not doing her any favors either. But Lisa comes in, and I think Lisa must have some sort of like deal with network airwaves that she always looks like there's Vaseline smeared over the lens, because she just always looks super great and hazy. But she comes in, and Sandoval has on a backwards hat, the first of much hat work that this man is doing throughout. So I wonder if his extensions needed updating or there was something happening, because
you're right. Like how people grow their hair certain ways if they're getting plugs or they're getting treatment done. Yeah, he's covering up with a hat. I like this. Well, I'm on Money Piece Watch 2017 now.
Yes.
Just to see.
And of course, they have to tattle on Shorty. And I think it was Jack said that they fought 85% of the time. They didn't even spend the night together those first 2 nights. And, LVP is concerned. I need to see the love. You should see the love.
No arrests, no robbery though. Some things to celebrate as well. Mm-hmm. But then the catch up there is rough there. It's rough when Sheena and Ariana start talking about it. It's very like, look, these things now.
And it's just so much. We say it every week. Like, what are y'all doing? And now it's like everybody on the cast is sort of starting to catch up with this, where they're just like, y'all, eek, yike, ooh, sure? Are you sure? And they're just trudging straight ahead. And LVP comes to Katie, which Katie's wearing a tiara or some sort of like Julius Caesar headband. Ma'am, no. But to like question her about it, right? And also talk about the Sir photo shoot, but more about, hey, did you and Schwartz fight in New Orleans? Yeah, obviously they did.
I mean, that's kind of the main thing. She also wanted to fat shame her dog, Harrison, now after fat shaming Jiggy for so long. So why are you even bringing these dogs?
I know. I mean,
like,
not too fat for them to carry around all the time. Their feet never hit the ground. I
poor
mean,
Harrison. He's only eating what he's been given by you. Like, don't do this.
Jeff coming out for the fat shaming of the dogs here. But Lisa was like, I'm beginning to think it might be more than just pre-wedding jitters. No shit. Welcome to the party, Lisa. Like, thank you for joining us here. We've been saying this for years.
But Katie disagrees. It's Tom's fault.
It's Tom's fault. He was fighting with everybody, Lisa. He's fighting with everybody. And I'm like, okay, girl.
And then, how far are we away right now?
I mean, a few weeks, right? 2 weeks? 2 weeks.
2 weeks is a short amount of time.
Yes.
For anything, let alone for this. So,
speaking of dumb fucking dogs, Kristen and Stassi bring their dogs that are decidedly not emotional support dogs, so annoying, to this outdoor place. And, you know, I love an animal as much as the next person. Just kidding. I don't love an animal as much as a lot of people. But don't bring your dog out if your dog's going to misbehave or your dog's going to cause a scene. And Kristen slapping this dumb vest on this dog saying, oh, you know, I paid $79 and now he's, you know, my emotional support dog, is really insulting to people who actually need working dogs, who are getting discriminated against because people like Kristen and her stupid fucking dog. Just say it.
Do you need another corner? Do you need...
Yeah. Yes, right.
Emotional support animal corner.
Gibson, which, fine, I'll allow it, is the only thing that's keeping her from stabbing James. Why are we bringing James into this? We haven't seen James in 3 episodes. Is James standing off camera? Like, no. Why? No. Leave your dog at home.
We haven't seen him in a while. They haven't worked together in forever. They haven't dated in a long time. Not even like in the last calendar year. So it's just coming up.
In the next breath, she talks about how she met the love of her life online. And okay, so I guess James is just always looming in the back, kind of like Patrick is on House of Stassi, just the ghost of James and Patrick looming around. But Stassi's going to go on OkCupid. And when they're starting to fill out her biography, some things that she wants the person to understand about her: wine, brunch, my dogs, murder, ghosts, aliens, and ranch dressing.
Yeah. Basically, she wants to put out there she's into basic bitch stuff, add on murder, ghosts, and ranch, and no thank you to bartenders. Other than that, like, that's pretty much what we're going with. I like
words, Stassi. I do smell a little bit of a branding situation here because, you know, one of her books is called Basic Bitch. And I'm wondering if she's not parallel to this, starting to write it or shopping for book deals. And so she's starting to introduce this particular persona because, as we know, Stassi is nothing but a little bit calculating and a lot savvy when it comes to cultivating an online image. So I'm wondering if we see in between season 5 and 6 her book come out.
It's 19, I believe, is when it comes out. So I think it's in a couple of years. I'm not positive. I can go, but this isn't the first time she's mentioned the basic bitch thing this season. Like, it's come up before and it's on this. So if she's not working on it, then like her producer is, or someone, you know, who's just looking at trending stuff is like, because that term was out there, you know, it definitely wasn't exclusive to her. So that was out there. Definitely 2016, 2017 time. So someone needs to capitalize it. So whoever pinpointed her in the right direction, whether it was her or not, like, well done. Way to go.
I mean, you know, like I said, savvy. Then we pop to Schwarty going to Villa Rosa. This whole thing is so dumb. And Lisa agrees. She did not come right out and say it, but she is also secondhand embarrassed. Well, she's firsthand embarrassed. I'm secondhand embarrassed. Where they go and, Schwartz is doing his bit about the guard swans. Guards, I'm scared of the world. Ugh. And then they go in there and they have this dumb guy knock on the door and the request, the presents, and the queen of this galaxy, whatever. And they are asking her to ordain the wedding. This crawled all over me. That is not how you use that word, motherfuckers. You get ordained so that you may officiate a wedding.
Yeah, that is correct.
Everyone says it wrong.
Yeah. This is a big ask. This isn't use your property for a little while. This is a very big ask. It's asking you to get involved in a relationship. You have very recently, to Katie, expressed some issues with, and you want to know what all is happening here. And Lisa kind of plays it off real nice though, because she tends to just show that it's funny, but there's a very really vibe to it, just really and she doesn't give an answer, which is also great.
Well, in her confessional, she says, I take marriage very seriously. And I just was like, as seriously as Ariana takes sketch comedy, because if so, it's very serious. But
one of them's been involved with marriage for a while, and one of them was not involved with sketch comedy for that long. So maybe Lisa's taking it a little more serious.
But it puts her on the spot, which is wildly impolite and just not a really considerate thing to do. And so Schwartz is scrambling. We don't got to say yes, but we really want you to say yes. But you don't got to do it right now, but we really like to. Then they spend the rest of the episode pressuring her in about 5 different ways to say yes, which is yike.
I mean, and they're really showing the bottling up stuff and just moving on, glossing over things, really, because she's wanting to know they're committed. Katie starts crying.
Yes.
Again, we're 14 days here, and Tom's real quick, it's okay.
Yeah.
Let's just move on.
Bubby.
Slap me and get it over with. Whatever we have to do. No, just answer this woman's questions seriously and try to just 30 minutes. Let's be serious.
Or Lisa uses it wrong here too. She's like, I'm gonna being ordained is gonna make me take responsibility. Officiating is not the same as taking responsibility for these people. You're not going to vouch for their marriage to the king, to the village chief or something. I mean, I get that you don't want to participate because it's doomed from jump, but stop acting like you're sponsoring them for a K-1 visa. It's just not that big in that way.
It could just be the one way she can express herself to say, are you guys sure? Can I get in the way of this and somehow?
Well, Katie has an awareness too of what to say in the moment, whether she executes it or not. But she's like, I'm just so embarrassed. I know that I'm better than this. I know we're better. There has been no evidence to suggest that either one of you are better than the way y'all are acting to each other. In fact, y'all constantly are clawing at each other to bring each other down to the lowest possible level. Y'all are in a race to the bottom of the ditch, and y'all are both winning.
Katie's right. She can maybe be better than this. And I think Schwartz is probably right. He can probably be in a better relationship than this. It's the two of them. It's the combo.
It's to get them together. Yes. They are really, really bad for each other. And so then we go from there to the beach. And Kristen is a Malibu geisha. So I guess her and Tom are on at least friendly terms where they can hee ha ha.
Mm-hmm.
And the whole gang's there. She had a date, which I wrote in my notes. Stassi had a plate. It's not what I meant to write. Stassi had a date and they made out all night long. Where's that footage? You know how I feel about things that happen off camera. I don't like it. And she did not give it up on the first date, unlike our girl Kristen, who would have given it up on the first date.
Yeah, she's really disappointed in her. And I like that for Kristen. Way to stay true to yourself.
Me too. You know what? I'm all about being a giant slut. We gotta reclaim. It's all about reclamation of that kind of stuff. So get out there, girl, and slut around. Be a big slut. Yeah. Go at it. Also, I have recently learned that my dad has found our podcast on YouTube, specifically mine and Nolan's coverage of McBee's. And when he watched it, he had to watch Nolan talk about Steve Jr.'s gooch.
Yep. I assumed that this is the first place you were going to take. Yeah. So wait, now can we have Bubba? Bubba's hearing about the Bubbas?
Well, I don't know if he's going to watch anything but me and Nolan. He only cares about Nolan.
All right.
Yeah,
No
he doesn't
offense.
give a
There's
shit
only
about
so
us.
many McBees. We can get to
That's
him.
right.
Because I want Bubba on Bubba's action here. Absolutely.
No, he wouldn't have any of this. He would suffer none of this nonsense. But Sheena's taking a selfie and everybody's just like kiki, and it seems like it's going to be a nice day. But then, of course, talk of the wedding has to ruin everything, as it does every scene. Anytime we talk about the wedding, you're bumming us out, Dad. And
they are very weird about their very soon upcoming nuptials and, relaying the story of Lisa. I feel like there was a very general sense of the whole crew, like, yeah, I get that. Like, they were kind of like appealing to their buddies, like, and she didn't even answer right away. And kind of everybody was like looking up, like, yeah, I get that. I mean, why would somebody want to jump in? Like, why don't you guys get someone you don't know to do this? Like, we don't want to go to it.
Exactly.
I mean,
get a stranger. But everybody's like, oh my God, thank God that Lisa is saying what we've been thinking. All of us are thinking, don't do it. And Lisa finally, which Lisa wasn't as firm about that. But, and also Sandoval's wearing another weird hat in this scene.
I did remember him wearing weird ones. So when you said it, that first scene, I was like, yeah, he does do that in this episode.
Yeah.
No.
But all of this talk about it is for nothing because we know they get married. We saw them. And so we're just out here spitting in the wind here, shouting into the void.
I do think it's worth showing, though, just to show like how many chances and how many people thought maybe not. And I mean, they're very good friends, not people at home watching it who are like calling in. This is the people who spend more time with them than any of them. Yeah. Like, are you sure right now is what you want to do?
Yeah, this is where we're going with this. But the very next scene is with Lisa at the stables. Initially, I was like, oh my God, Lisa's a horse girl. But like, no. What Lisa is doing transcends horse girl stuff in every way. Like, it is so posh. Like, I wanted to look up that helmet, but I got distracted because it's very expensive and I couldn't figure out how to look it up back then. Like, I mean, that is a very, very expensive hobby that she has and her husband bought her a horse, Prince Tardon. And I mean, so I'm not even going to call Lisa a horse girl. Ariana, on the other hand, giving real horse girl energy. Okay.
Well, I didn't get to look up the hat. I did look up the horse just for a little bit. I was kind of interested in the name, and she had just recently adopted this horse. So I think I don't know if this was a long time hobby or this was brand new, but 2016 was when she adopted this horse.
So I wonder, was it a rescue? Did she rescue this? Because that does seem
it was like a show horse for a while, and then it was retiring. And so Lisa is giving it a home, and that hopefully Rose and Diamonds. Or the house animals.
Hanky Panky and Todd or whoever else, whatever the other swan's name is. But this is also, Ariana says chic AF. I didn't put this on my Because the Past because I don't know, but this is a lot of folks are saying AF, chic AF, AF. And so I guess maybe that phrase was maybe coming into the popular lexicon at this time because everybody said it at least once on this particular episode.
That's their cocktail book coming up. As we're talking about Stassi's branding and the Basic Bitch, they are going to do the, fancy AF cocktails. And so they're both kind of laying the groundwork, whether it's on purpose or not. Right.
And, I think it bears a conversation too about how our little show about a sexy, unique restaurant now has turned into this machine that there are so many working parts and cogs that are going into these people's larger career, which we understand now that they have sort of surrendered any kind of hope of anything besides being a reality TV star. And so this machine that is Vanderpump Rules now is just working to make them bigger reality stars. And so that's, I think, we talk about Basic Bitch, talk about, chic AF or whatever. That's feeding that machine, or else the machine is grinding it up to spit out whatever it wants us to eat and gobble up, which I will eat it up with a spoon every time.
And these are the two we're talking about are the two of their own shows in our present day. So
fair enough.
Something to that, I believe.
Yeah, fair enough.
Lisa, of course, has to talk about marriage a little bit while they're on all these subjects and people. And I just bring that up to say, like, Ariana's obviously against it. We know that. And Lisa starts thinking about what she would like to do with a baby and is like, oh, she does that all with Tom already. That's all. Tom does enough baby stuff. She's got that already covered.
Shave a little baby forehead. I do like that Lisa said this, and this maybe was advice that I maybe need to hear to my own ears, because she was like, you just can't take the gloves off every single time.
Yeah.
And that is, I don't get near as mean as these two, but the way that they just like go for the throat. Like, we watched this man dump a drink on her head 2 seasons ago. I don't understand how this couple has come back from that. I mean, there's been many other things. She screamed, "Your dick doesn't work," on one of the most popular reality TV shows seen and heard around the world. He has the dick that doesn't work, heard around the world.
She just said a scene ago, it was time for them to start rebuilding. They're getting married in 2 weeks. You don't, what?
I mean, you're just supposed to be building it.
Yeah. That's something you say to your therapist years later or years ago, not right now. Like,
that's funny.
We're past that.
Stassi's going on a blind date. And you remember a long time ago when I really wished that we could see Stassi date? Not like that.
This is what I was afraid of.
Not like that.
I did not want. I thought she was going to be very awkward.
She was. She looks great. That dress is super cute. Her hair looks good. She looks so put together. And I know that you don't love to comment on a lady's body, but we see Stassi in 2026, who is much thinner than what we see in season 5. And she just looks so beautiful. She has this, her face is so like filled out, and her arms looks like she's like a regular human. And I just think she looks so good. And then she turns up and wants to talk about sleeping and like acting like she's some dumb bunny from Azusa. And it was so embarrassing. It was so embarrassing.
I did like, Kristen talking about, I find her confession stuff, especially when she's talking about Stassi, very interesting. But she's talking about her having like steel and concrete walls that you got to break down to get into.
Yeah.
Again, fast forward 10 years. Looks like, we are talking about it in that show. Like, she doesn't really like let her guard down, or she has this persona where she doesn't let actual reality in or out. I mean, that is quite a thing from her very good friend, 10 years ago, and to be true today.
Kristen's first date kit includes Adderall, condoms, and Plan B, which seems like you don't need one of those without the other. Like,
hey,
why do you need a Plan B?
Nothing wrong with doubling up. And I like it. I just called it the ABC package. That's just the ABC package. Okay.
Jeff, why didn't I think about that?
How did that not become a big trendy thing? Like, ladies going out? All right, need your ABCs.
That's right.
That's
you know why she needs the Adderall? So she can drink more.
Well, yeah. And so if she has it, she won't get in a twitchy yelling fit like she does when she doesn't.
It's a fine line. Kristen really wants her to put out, and I'm with that. Just like shake the stink off. You don't got to be in a relationship with David. His face is fine. Just roll around with a little bit and just don't call him again. Like, just get out there.
Also, I don't think she would have liked shake that stink off to be the phrase.
The stink of being single, the stink of Patrick, like just a palate cleanser, as the food world would say. That's what she needs. She's just something like a sherbet to get to the next thing. I know,
Kristen's relentless. Like, she's just going to be like we were just talking about how she's not going to. She's like, you probably should though.
Yeah. And I enjoy Kristen when she is not actively locked in a battle of disgusting one-uppers and gotchas and nastiness. Like, this is fun. I think she's so fun.
I think she's, and I mean this I think she's like kind of jealous in a fun way. Like, 'cause I think if she could go out on a new date every night, that would be, like, it's Stassi's worst nightmare. And that would, like, Kristen's like, just meet a new person. If they're interesting, go
Yeah.
home with them. And if not, booty call somebody when I get home. Great. No problem.
She could do the same person like 50 first dates. She could just continually date Carter and put out every single time that she meets him. Like that movie.
It's funny. I thought Stassi was kind of a 50 first dates during the series. I was like, she's just like every day. It's like, I'm going to do this, and had no memory of what anybody else had to say the day before.
When we pop over to Jax's house, and it never ceases to surprise the pants off me when we remember that Jax is like a neat freak kind of guy. Like he's a real anti-messer. That just seems so counterintuitive to what we understand about this man, that he would be so worried about things being messy and dishes in the sink and clothes not being folded. Like, every time the show reminds us, I'm like, God, that's weird. But he's being real prissy about his spray tan. Not Sandoval, though. He is a spray tan aficionado.
I knew you would get a big kick out of that, as well as the guys' reaction when they get to watch Sandoval. Mm-hmm. We've talked a lot about the homoeroticism on here. This is a big, really, really giving a good example of it on this one.
Yeah. I mean, spray tan and I have a very, very complicated relationship. I am wildly allergic to it, and I do it anyway, and I regret it every time. So I do appreciate people that can just get out here and spray tan with no consequences. Even though Jax doesn't look like an Oompa Loompa.
I hate when I disagree with Jax. I'm kind of like, yeah, you live in LA, walk around for 2 hours. Aren't you good? Why are you still fake? Why are you fake tanning? Like, I'm not saying the sun is only good for you, but man, lotion up and get out there. How long is it going to take?
Katie and Schwartz did bang. That is new news.
The Bubbas have had sex. I don't know if this is, we stopped counting a long time ago, but this is first time this season, possibly?
Maybe. And like their attitudes about it are so like, ooh, gross, that, but Schwartz acts like this is like the dawn of a new day. You know what? We went through a phase where we had a lot of sex, then there was no sex, and now we're back. And I'm like, okay.
After one.
Yeah, after one session, it was real fun. Wink, wink, whatever. And then I wrote, "Where's Brittany?" But we see her in a little bit too. But Jax is going to ordain my wedding. No, he's not. Officiate your wedding. Imagine. You know what? It may have gone better if Jax did wind up officiating that wedding. It could have been like a counter curse to the karma or something, or I don't know.
Isn't it telling for Jax also that your very good friend who always has your back over here just, likened you to Lucifer at a christening if you were overseeing a wedding?
Yeah.
It's one of those nuggets where you kind of go like, hey, man, that's funny. Hey, wait a minute. Lucifer, that's pretty harsh. Maybe I should look into that a little bit.
Well, don't forget, Stassi is the devil. Okay, Jax is not into that family business.
I will not forget it. I was told not to forget it.
We already talked a little bit about Stassi's blind date, but I do find I think this is a very common thought for women about, it's like an interview, whether or not you're going to have sex with them. And it's really, I talked to my classes about this, and it's so funny because she expresses some concerns about him, like, being murdery. She wishes he was a little bit more murdery, but it kind of does call into question that, a man's worst fear on a date is, oh, she's going to laugh at me, or I'm going to be embarrassed, or whatever. And a woman's worst fear is getting murdered. Mm-hmm. And Stassi's like, I don't want to get murdered all the way. Just a little bit of manslaughter, and I think we'll be fine. But he's perfectly fine.
Yeah, that's why and I made a note because I'm sure you would like it. That's why she likes to share her location with all her friends.
Well, you and I, everybody should be sharing their location with everybody. Okay? It would just make everybody's life so much easier. We don't have to relitigate this. Mm-hmm. It has been adjudicated, but I'm just saying, I want it. I want everybody's location.
I do wonder, like, with this kind of like very nice, I don't know, maybe kind of dorky guy, like, yeah, hey, you put forth the effort, you got your picture, you made a little bio of yourself, you put it online, you put it out there for the world to see. This beautiful young lady has picked you. Y'all are going to go out. You picked a place. You got here. We're going to need you to sign these waivers because we're going to be filming this entire thing and it's going to get broadcast to the world. Like, oh, I'm a I'd put input data into a thing like that guy. I think those cameras showed up and he didn't know what was going to happen.
He was a real plain bagel. And you could tell that fame was not what he was super interested in. But, he didn't steal sandwiches or sell her sex tape. So he's automatically an upgrade.
Looking good so far.
But, of course she hates him. He's too nice. And she ends with a hug. And it wasn't even a good one. It was kind of like a, side hug. And which I was like, okay, well, that's that for old David, the data input analysis or whatever. Do you want to take a break here and come back and talk about the photo shoot?
Let's get ready for this photo shoot. Mm-hmm. Let's rebuild.
There's a stuffed pig. I forget Katie is LVP's assistant. And kudos for the consistency of this show, because lots of times they'll introduce a job or a hobby or a gig and then it goes away. But no, consistently, Katie is performing as the assistant here.
And is like actually doing work. That's my favorite part of it. Yeah.
And I don't know. I like this side of Katie, that she's like dependable and the LVP trusts her. And I like that side of her. But they're bringing in the props, and there's like the stuffed pig little bit that Schwartz does. He's like, oh, he's so scary. Ooh, let me cover his eyes. This man, you want to talk about me being scarish? He is so freaking limp-wristed. I cannot. But they're sitting down.
Wait, we cannot gloss over. You do know what he covered the eyes of the pig with, right?
What? It was like a napkin, right?
It was the tea towel invitation.
Oh, no. They have so many laying around.
We were like, what do you use that thing for? Well, if you ever have to bring in a stuffed pig with eyes that follow you around the room, we've got the perfect wedding participatory gift for you.
$18 it took to cover this pig's eyes. That's right.
Okay, please. Yeah. Please on with everything else. So I just had to mention.
They sit down and they're really, patting each other on the back about how good they're feeling and how things are. And then he's like, I just feel really bad for being unfaithful. Like he dinged her car or something. Yeah. The way he just says it outright. And it's like, it's almost as if they have had many, many, many serious conversations. They've worked through it with the therapist. They have done the work to get to this good place. And now they are really, really in a strong place. It's not that at all. He's so flip about it. Like, yeah, man, sorry I fucked around, but I'm all cool now. No doubts over here.
No, I was like, Tom apologizing. Is he? Yeah. Like, is he really? I mean, I talk about Stassi having her guard up a lot. Like them also, I feel the same. Like, I don't know if they're just caught up in the show part of it. Like we said, we were going to get married, then we got engaged. Like we have these plans. Like, I wonder if the show just added another layer of pressure. Yeah. Because lots of couples do get worried, I'm sure, as they approach. But I wonder if it was even more of a push in that direction for it to go through.
I've said this on here or somewhere. What is that saying about like being afraid to stop making a mistake because you spent so long making it? Do you know what I'm saying is? Yeah. I think the momentum of this relationship, the momentum of the wedding is really going on because Tom is like, yeah, my confidence is way up in the last few days. You mean in the days before your wedding, sir? Because I would hope that would unilaterally be the case. But okay.
Anyway, it's time for lazy sex. Get out of here.
Yeah, exactly. At the photo shoot. And then we see Brittany. It's her first time at a photo shoot. She finally feels like a part of the family. It's my first time. And of course, Ariana's sour about it. And the fall or hairpiece that LVP has in her hair is so distracting and so off-putting that I just can't look at anything else. Like, was there anything else that happened after this? Because I just stared at her.
I couldn't figure out. Fall. I couldn't figure out what to look at. Like, well, first off, we got our girl Diana decorating. That's the star. She's
suck a dick, Diana.
Love that call. Like, Diana, we're gonna get you in here for the photo shoot. Like, what? Like, yeah, you need to arrange the candelabras over there.
Oh,
but. I guess it's open. It's at Sir. Whether we're going to open a couple hours after that, which is kind of weird. It seems like a very hectic shoot. there's this food everywhere. I mean, it's just a weird situation.
It is. And I wrote down that the theme is indulgence. Salivatingly salacious is what the theme is here. Okay. Also, Jax is wearing the same shirt from the tanning scene.
Mm-hmm.
Is it the same day?
I think so. It was either the next day or the same day.
That makes me feel better because otherwise he's just wearing that shirt for 4 days.
We've seen him wear the same stuff.
Well, that shirt specifically, that's like his favorite one.
Usually he picks up some new clothes at the photo shoot anyway, with what we've determined before. So just bring whatever because you can pick up a couple items.
Yeah,
as opposed to Sandoval, who's bringing in 7,000 items of clothing.
I really hope they counted their inventory after Mr. Taylor left. But Sandoval comes prepared. They're all getting ready. Stassi and Kristen are also, they're somewhere else. And I just wrote, I also need several beverages. They're somewhere doing something, but I need several beverages too. Like I'll have a water and then I'll have a carbonated situation. Then they'll have like a caffeination, like a tea so I need several beverages for my different levels of hydration. So I did respond to that.
I relate to it also. This place looks cool. District is what it was called. I've done that before too. Like had 4 drinks. Like at one place that was kind of like, my bar for a while at Chicago. I remember somebody else coming in and ordering similarly. And it was very like, oh, hey, we're one of those people together. Mm-hmm. I love that. And Stassi, I believe, is having the revelation that she feels better if she's just had a little weed than a whole bunch of booze.
Yeah.
So something to look into maybe.
I think that it's fairly like self-aware for her to want to be the young skank, not get left for the young skank. So she's going to try to date older. Like that feels right, which as we see now, Beau is, 10 years older than her. So it worked out. She will always be the young skank in that relationship. And
I've never really referred to her as skanky. I'd like to see that. Maybe we'll get that in her 40s.
See. Well, I mean, she said it herself. Her words, not mine. And she does take up for Lisa here. We're talking about, I think they were talking about Schwartz, right? About how skeptical and about how she doesn't want to marry him.
She surprised herself also by agreeing with Lisa at the time.
Yeah. I mean, I thought it was nice. It's a nice little come around there.
It's nice, yeah. And she points it out herself. And then it's like back to the weird photo shoot.
Yeah. And, I think we've gone almost an entire episode without hearing Shayna complain about something that's happening to her. We didn't make it through this one yet because Katie sits her down and is like, hey, ma'am, some advice, blah, blah, blah. I need to know what's going on. You've been married. I guess Shayna's the only person that she knows that's been married. And immediately she's like, my feelings are really hurt. I just think you want to hang out with me. Like
she's been left out.
Yeah, like teary. I just want to be included. And then nobody ever wants to hear this. I didn't know you want to be included. Mm-mm. Yes, you did. No. Like everybody wants to be included.
Well, especially the person you're talking to. You didn't know Sheena wanted to be talking to. Like, and it's funny they go back and show some of those clips. I'm like, that was 3 weeks ago. That wasn't like a long time ago. All of those clips were like from the previous like 6 weeks max.
Yeah.
All that was in. So she should know for sure.
All of them were in and around this freaking wedding prep. So yeah, they've got Ariana as the centerpiece, completely naked, which I've said this before. Ariana has a rockin' body. And then we get a little bit of a tutorial about how not to get a boner. And if you do get a boner, how to angle away so that you don't show your boner in the shoot. So yeah, helpful advice generally for those of you who get boners.
Yeah.
And Schwartz is wondering if they need to get a backup.
They get awkward so weird. Yeah, I mean, so quickly. Like everyone's having fun. It's the photo shoot. The friends of theirs are, looking great and getting naked on top of a bunch of food. They go to them and it's like, they have the same chemistry as Stassi on a first date. Like they haven't met each other. They don't really know what to talk about. They're afraid. Really,
sorry, something has got me. Like I don't know. All of a sudden, I'm just sneezing and sneezing. But
I'm just watching a bunch of quiet sneezes right now.
Yeah.
It's great. But they really do now. Like they make enough faces and are close enough to where it does photograph. I think they get a couple nice photos. But if you knew them or not, like, I don't really know them. I'm watching this, like, what's wrong with y'all?
Yes.
Are you keeping a secret from something? And
or their
also,
pictures.
maybe don't get married. I'm just going to throw that in.
I mean, that goes without saying.
That
but their pictures do look like they've never met each other, or they've never met a person of the opposite sex, or they've never been on Earth. They are so wooden and awkward and like looking away. It is very strange. And these people have been together for 5 years.
That is correct.
So strange. So strange.
And are getting married in 13 days.
And then we get this whole exchange about Jax and Brittany about the milk.
I hate this. I
do too. But I will say this. I'm not a milk drinker, but there are kind of like 2 kinds of milk drinkers. You know, the people who are like, whatever. And then the folks who are like, oh my God, I can drink milk. Like I had this old boyfriend who is my very good friend now. He worked on the top of a paver, like on the asphalt. It'd be 150 degrees on that paver. And he would text me like, Sunday, bring me a gallon of milk. And he would just turn that milk up. Dead of summer, 150 degree asphalt, and just like glug, glug, glug. And he'd be like, what? It's got electrolytes. So Brittany is a milk drinker. Jax apparently is not. And so, you know, just another excuse for him to be mean to her. And then they bicker about how she looks nice. I already said it, blah, blah, blah. And that's pretty much all we see of these two, almost the entire episode.
Yeah, the way she hits back at him about the milk comment definitely leaves you thinking there's something else. Like, there's always something going on ever since, like, and probably before, like, you know, Sherry, Brittany's mom, came in town. Like, there's just been something not very far under the surface wrong with these two. I mean, it's like, he is a jerk for just being like, milk's bad for you. And it is kind of weird. She said at this photo shoot drinking milk. But
yes, but milk is not bad for you. Milk is good for you, especially as a lady.
It's the way she fires back at him, though. You're like, oh, okay, you know, there is something else going on here.
And also, we've seen this happen over and over, that Jax, no matter what is happening in his life, he always takes it out on Brittany. We are just not seeing that happen because the narrative is getting eaten up with Katie and Tom's wedding. So there's not enough room for their dysfunction right now, but they're at home fighting. He's being a shithead. She's being a doormat. Like, that is obviously happening off camera. So we'll just take it for granted that that's what's happening for sure.
Yeah. And we get a couple B-teamers here. A little Naomi action.
Yeah.
Some Lauren. Sure.
That last shot that he was given real Last Supper. So I wonder if Lisa was trying to do that sort of tableau there.
I've kind of rewound it, the earlier ones, to see if they were just saying, I don't know. I was trying to figure out the other photo shoots are just so different than this. I mean, it wasn't near as fun, or like, I mean, even though there's like, you know, the naked couple in it, like overall not as sexy and just not as.
It was kind of dark and kind of gothic, which I guess maybe, but that's not what we really, you know, pin on Sir a little bit. But Katie and Schwartz have to go meet with Lisa. She summons them to Pump, which I think is later on in the same day.
Mm-hmm.
And Schwartz says, feels like we've had 20 years of a relationship crammed into 5. Is that a good thing or a bad thing?
That doesn't sound, I don't think it's good. You know, it's not like, I feel like we've known each other forever, would be the way you put that. Not like, this feels like 4 times longer than it's actually been. Doesn't really have the same ring. Doesn't really deliver the same message as it would the other way.
And I find it to be so ridiculous that they're so smug about just being in a neutral place with each other. They're just not fighting. And they are so proud that we're just not fighting. 13 days before their wedding, we're not fighting, and everybody's going to high-five them. Mm-hmm. Sir, come on. And then, of course, he pressures to Lisa to give an answer. She was always going to do it, right? Like, she was always going to do it. I'm like, come on.
I mean, she has to be at the wedding per contract, I'm guessing. Yeah. So she might as well have them, you know, otherwise it's just Lisa's at the wedding. If she gets to, you know, officiate the thing, I mean, ordain the wedding. What are we going for here?
Ordain.
I'm going to stick with
ordain the wedding. Yeah.
You know, she's got a main, you know, she gets a little more time that way. So I like it for her.
And that she can center herself in that situation, which we know Lisa loves to do.
I know. And I kind of wish it could have waited one episode, you know, because as soon as she accepts, it's like, okay, fine. We're all going along with it. Like I feel like I was watching an intervention and whoever the intervention was about decided to like crack a beer at the end and everybody was like, yeah, you're good. Actually, man, don't worry about it.
Kidding. You're all set.
You earned it. Well, this was a hard day. You should have a drink probably.
Like Stassi's for intervention where she's like storms off. Everybody's like, well, so we're good here. We got this. We're all set. Okay.
Sunday,
great.
I thought we would never have to hear that word again. Are you also working for Big for Intervention?
I forgot that you don't like for intervention. Do you also hate Friendsgiving?
I like Friendsgiving, just fine.
Okay, so just for intervention is okay. That's the line.
Just didn't hit it. Just not hitting it right. Yeah, okay. I'm all about the synergy of words. I love. Yeah, it's just that the concept behind it. Got it. So that's where we leave it, and it looks like one Miss Lala, let's get it poppin' daddy, Kent, is coming back, and we get to see her. She's more blonde-headed. Like a little taller, walking high in her boots. And Stassi's vagina is going to show. James meets Raquel's parents, which who cares? We haven't seen them hardly at all. I'm not invested in that relationship. Ugh, go away. And then no, they don't. He doesn't. I mean, the working thing aside, he's not even like in the crew. She's not in the crew. Like I get us following Kristen and Stassi out to eat. Sure.
Yeah.
This like neither James or Raquel is going to report back to the crew about this. So I don't know why
we're going to drag this woman's parents into it. Like, come on. Absolutely not.
Yeah, I was more, but yeah, it looks like a whole lot of action left in these next few episodes.
The Clown College is trying to bring Schwartz's triplet brothers to the wedding, and they seem as hapless as he is because I think they're going to miss the flight or something, and Jax takes it out on Brittany because duh. So, yeah. I had a few because the pasts, but I got to find it though. Hold on. Here we go. Did you have any? How many did you have?
I had a few. I had 3 or 4. Me too.
I already sort of went on my rant about service dogs, but that's just not a thing we should be playing around with. That's making a joke
but
of it.
But people are still doing that right and left.
Yeah, fair enough. But, and then the online dating being desperate. Like these days, that's almost exclusively how you meet somebody. Like the idea that being online is, I've said that before. LVP telling Ariana, you'll change your mind about having children when you're older. You're like, Yike, we don't do that. Let people decide about their bodies. And then I don't know.
Well, also, if she did check with her in 5 years, no child.
Yeah.
5 more years after that, still no child.
Nor married. And I don't know if Schwartz knew what he was referencing when he said, I don't get out of bed for less than $10,000. Because that would have even been before his time. But, that's Naomi Campbell and a very famous sort of supermodel. So I don't know if he knew it or if he just knew it because it was in the lexicon. But that's a nice little fun 90s throwback. And I got to see something has gotten me that I'm really struggling with. And then somebody mentions Pauly Shore movies. Is Pauly Shore alive?
That was
R.I.P.?
great. That's just Pauly Shore's with us very much. Pauly Shore's alive and well. Yes.
I'm happy. Yeah. And then, that was it for me.
I had some pop culture ones too, like the Put a Ring on It was especially big for a few years after the Beyonce song. A lovely Meatloaf reference with Katie's I Would Do Anything, but I won't do that.
Pop culture references, wasn't it?
Yeah. Man, a phrase really I loved, like when I learned it 30-something years ago from probably a women's magazine, but like LBD, like I just don't hear that often. Like toss on your LBD. LBD, every few years, like LBDs are real hot. Everybody got to get in their little black dress.
Well, now the hot term is CLB, which is a cunty little bob.
Oh, right. Yeah.
Yeah. I learned that from Emily. Shout out, Emily.
We also had, this is a little, my service nerd, Brooke helped me poke out, was the breadcrumb was the POS that they're on. Not around anymore. That was
R.I.P.
bought out a couple different times. I mean, I think they made out okay, but it's a nice little restaurant because of the past specifically right there.
You got a chump?
My chump is the lackluster photo shoot. I'm going to be honest.
No, that was mine too.
There was with the Bubbas and with some other stuff. I thought the milk conversation alone could have probably been in there, but hands down, I was like, I don't like when I think it was last year that they really, not the, I don't know, if they skip over Pride, kind of like they have a couple of times, if they kind of skip over a trip or skipping over the photo shoot, I'm like, this is the big thing, like the sitcoms we love that have like the Halloween episodes and the Christmas episode. If one year they just skipped over the Halloween episode, you're like, I got gypped. Like Simpsons aren't doing Treehouse of Horror. This is a ripoff. Pardon me, I'm the gyp there. Sorry. I did not. We'll go with ripoff. I felt, we needed more from it. And I expect it to be more of an episode, more sexy, all the things.
And also, too, she'll lean into a theme so hard and like she creates a whole universe. Remember with the like the 50s drive-in, like pinup they did?
Loved it. Just go out to the desert for the day.
Yes. So cute. Yes, I was really kind of like about it, too. Who was your LVP then?
I have picked Lisa this year already, but I did want to pick her again. But I could really assign this to the whole crew, and maybe it's Ken being in her ear. Like, let's express some doubt about this wedding. Whoever's expressing the doubt, still with 2 weeks left, like they're still throwing it in there. Like, hey, are you guys sure this is what you want to be doing? You guys sure are fighting a lot for what's going on.
Coming right out and doing it though,
I know.
right?
I wish they would.
It's because from space, it kind of looks like they're still being really supportive. And so maybe, Katie and Tom want to hear what they want to hear. So they're not picking up on the subtext. And Sandoval has been the most straightforward where he's like, maybe y'all should see some therapy. Like he came out explicitly and said that, and they got mad and they were like, no. But everybody else is just like, oh, and they're doing it kind of divisively. Like Jax is, even Jax is telling Schwartz alone, like, are you sure you want to do this? But nobody's really kind of coming as an intervention of friends to collectively tell them, hey man, you're not doing it. And so I think that's where the message is getting lost. And LVP has been the only one who has just come straight at it full on. So
I wonder if anyone ever asked them, and I don't know, maybe this whole thing, there's always part of me, especially now, that thinks, well, this is 99% staged and this is bullshit. They probably had their own relationships with people we never even see. Who knows? This is all just scripted stuff. But is anyone, or has anyone asked them like, hey, is it because we're on this show that y'all feel like you need to do this? Because it's not for yourselves. It's not for us. Like, who is this for? There's no one that's about to pass away that won't see one of their children wed. Like that hasn't come up.
I bet if this show aired right now in 2026, somebody would.
Yeah.
Right? Because now, me and you talked about this via text too when I was talking about Next Gen, about how they're starting doing it. And I was watching The Real Housewives of Atlanta, and they're also now starting to do that, where they're like, Portia gets surprised by a person who comes and he shows something, and whenever he leaves, she turns to production and she was like, did you guys know he had a ring? Like, how would you do that? How come? And so I guess maybe we are moving in that direction. So if that was now, somebody would be like, girl, you don't got to do this just because we're on TV.
Also, now, I didn't mention this, I don't think. I kept saying it's the progression of things, but kind of in another way. And Mormon Wives, again, was one of the first ones we really knew to say this. This is their job more now than it was then. They are still going to modeling gigs. They are still tending bar. They are still doing this. And now I do know there are a couple lawyers involved on the Housewives, and they work, they sell insurance, and they do things. But their job is more being on that show. The Mormon Wives, especially, like their job was being on that show. I bet the Housewives, for the most part, doing the road trip, and maybe the Atlanta one, like you're talking about, they are making this their gig, because now the social media, you can build your brand easier by using that instead of, look at, they're working on these cocktail books now and they don't come out for 3 years. Stassi's stuff doesn't come out till it's season 7, not 1, 2, 3, 4, like there's all this other time it could have. Now, if you're a big hit like these folks were, especially by this season that we're in, that book's coming out before the show's done airing. It's out there. You're doing the crew. You've done 100 podcasts already. So that's what I think what feeds back into the show. Let's talk about it just being a show.
Yeah. And that is more interesting, especially as they get they're outgrowing the bubble of the fourth wall. You know what I mean? And so much shit plays out on social media. My LVP, hands down, Kristen. She did not cause any havoc. She didn't have cause. There was no havoc this episode. She's nothing but Stassi's hype woman. She's like, listen, get out there, get slutty, loosen up a little bit, be cool. And the whole time she's walking around with her drink with a straw in it. Yeah, like, she's lit 3 sheets in. I like it. Also, do we know what Carter does for a living? Because he's never
he's
around.
a photographer.
Did we know that?
Yeah, they've mentioned it. It was on a few episodes.
For like what kind? Yeah. Like,
he was going on a shoot, and then remember when they're in New Orleans, he had like the different camera gear.
Oh,
he's
yeah.
Like you've seen his hat collection. He's a photographer.
Oh, that's right. Duh.
But I liked. I'm gonna call this this is cool Kristen right here.
Yes,
like we talk
cool
about,
Kristen.
are any of these people fucking cool? Like, are they funny? Are these people I would want to hang out with? Like this Kristen?
Yeah.
Absolutely. Like, and also we saw one shot of Carter, but we didn't have to spend any time with him. So if we get the Kristen without the Carter, I'm all for it. Yeah.
Poor Carter. We hate him.
In the fun way.
Yeah. Yeah, in the fun way. Find us on the socials at TechUpUnoPod, at Instagram, YouTube, and TikTok. I'm trying to do better, as I've been saying, about posting our videos. But now that I know my dad's watching, now I'm worried because, I don't know how he wants to hear his daughter talk about gooches and fucking. So
that's out of the bag. Sorry.
Yeah, duh.
The gooch is loose.
Not the gooch is loose. You're forever coming in with the hot ones, just like McBee's nuts. Like, I can't believe that. Y'all stay tuned for that because I'm using that one.
And Bubba, stay tuned for Stassi's vagina.
Yes, that's next week. But yeah, so find us. And if you want, give us a review, give us a rating. That helps us get seen. And go back and watch The House of Stassi and listen to our stuff and then watch where we are because I don't want to say growth, but the 10-year gap in what's airing is very revealing about her and her life. So go back and do it. And also hot takes, complaints, and general requests go to jeff@pinopod.com.
Yeah, just say what's up. Just come in and say hi sometime.
Send it on. Yeah.
Thanks, everybody.